An eternal memory until we meet again. Those special memories will always bring a smile. If only I could have you back for just a little while. Then we could sit and talk again, just like we used to do. You always meant so very much, and always will too. The fact that you're no longer here will always cause me pain, but you're forever in my heart until we meet again. Today, I am honoring my dog Murphy, because for 9 years, he was always by my side through all the ups and the downs I had. Let me tell you a few examples of how he was always by my side. The first example, when I was back in high school, I was in and out of a toxic relationship, constantly being hurt. But there Murphy was, comforting me and reminding me everything will be all right. The second example, when I lived in Arizona, I'd go night fishing since it was too hot during the day. But the cool thing about night fishing is that I could bring Murphy and we can create new experiences together. When it came to our last day together, despite him being blind and not having a quality life anymore, he still wasn't giving up, and it's like he never wanted to leave my side. When I was a junior in high school, till I was around 19 years old, I was in a very toxic relationship. It caused a good amount of pain. It caused me to go into a deep depression. And I'd even cry myself to sleep sometimes so I can try to sleep the pain off. Even though I was expressing those feelings, when I looked down, there Murphy was, looking up at me and smiling at me. Like he knew things would get better. Things were going good for some time, but I fell into a much deeper, darker depression from suffering all the emotional pain and would try numbing the pain with pills, so I didn't have to hurt anymore. It got so bad that I thought about taking my own life, so I didn't have to suffer anymore. What saved me was Murphy. Murphy knew it wasn't my time to go. He wouldn't leave my side, and he just kept laying next to me, gave me dog kisses, and just loved me. He's the reason why I'm still here today, and he knew what I was destined for before I could even realize it. I was able to marry my wife, open my heart to our new dog Leo, and now I get to experience being a father with our first child on the way. Because of Murphy, I am the person I am today. Arizona is known for how hot it can get there. Because of the heat, I couldn't walk or take Murphy outside because it would burn his paws, which I avoid at all costs. I ended up taking up night fishing to take Murphy with me, and so that we could bond while fishing. One night, we went fishing with my buddy Daniel. We showed up to the docks at the lake, kind of find out that it's covered with gnats. Murphy wasn't a fan of that and didn't want to get out of the car until we either took care of them or we left. You see, I could read Murphy's body language. I knew he wasn't wanting any part of this trip if the gnats weren't taken care of. Daniel and I ended up getting the gnat problem handled so we could fish. While we would fish, Murphy would go back and forth on the docks and just to patrol the docks area and to try to stay warm during the cold night. Luckily, I always had a blanket with me so Murphy could lay or sit down on it next to me because he never wanted to leave my side. I'll never forget seeing how happy it was next to me, and I always have that image stuck in my head. I always had an idea of how strong Murphy was, but it wasn't until our last day together when I found out how strong he truly was. When it came to the last day Murphy and I had together, he was blind in both eyes. His quality of life wasn't getting any better. But when I gave him his final bath, I remember my wife taking a picture showing how happy he was even though every health issue was against him. I took him for one last walk. He still had a lot of strength to pull me, which surprised me. It's like he was trying to prove to me that he didn't want to go anywhere and refused to give up until he took his final breath. Murphy was more than just a dog. Murphy was my best friend. He was family and still remains that. He remains so much to me that I have his exact paw print tattooed on my right shoulder so that I'm reminded that no matter what happens in life, it'll be all right, and knowing his paw will give me comfort throughout my life.